All right, Dean. So today we're going to taste this Larrikin 7-year-old American Light Whiskey that they were kind enough to send us. It's 143.6 proof, and we've already tried it in a mule, but we're gonna try it neat.
Yes.
But just to tell everybody a little bit about it, so the light whiskey, if you're not familiar with it, it's distilled to a higher proof than bourbon or the other American whiskey styles. So it has to be distilled over 160, but a less than 190 proof. And it was originally developed to compete with vodka back in vodka's heyday, because people felt that if you distilled the bourbon to a higher proof, similar to vodka, which is technically a neutral grain spirit, the vodka drinkers may be drawn to it. But as you can see, it still looks and tastes much like a whiskey.
Still very brown. Yes.
It was not a huge success at that time. So one other thing about light whiskey that differentiates it from bourbon and the other whiskey styles that we most commonly think of other than corn whiskey is similar to corn whiskey. It cannot go in a new charred oak barrel. It has to either go in a used charred oak barrel or a new uncharred oak barrel. So that's another thing that differentiates it from bourbon, other than that much higher distillation proof.
Right.
In addition to creating a product which could compete with vodka, light whiskey was also developed to help level the playing field between American bourbons and ryes, which cannot be distilled above 160 proof and need to go into new charred oak barrels, and many foreign whiskeys, which can be distilled to a higher proof, up to just below 190, and go into used cooperage, and therefore can potentially be produced at a lower cost and have a, quote, smoother, close quote, character. So some of it, or a lot of it, was laid down for much longer. Some was used for blending, and now it's had a resurgence. So this 7-year is a new release from Larrikin, and we'll give it a try.
We're going to give it a try. So we're curious as to who actually distilled it.
Yeah.
Who's distilling stuff at 160 proof, so forth and so on. We're going to expand on the taste of it here, but it's great that it's a Kentucky product. And I don't know who was distilling light whiskey 7 years ago, but
I don't know. And the majority of them are distilled on column stills, except they don't have to be by definition. You just have to put it through a pot still a number of times, or doublers, to get it up to that kind of a proof. So, and then the other thing that we didn't discuss about light whiskeys is they're often a very large percentage of corn in their mash bill, and this one is 85% corn and 15% malted barley. So that's right along the lines that we'd expect. So
it's you could say it's like brown corn whiskey. It's brown moonshine, but it's not. It's much better than that. It really is. So
they're very good. Don't let the name fool you, folks. I mean, at the proof, these have plenty to them. They are far from light.
They are. They are not light. They're really layered. They're really good. What are you getting on the nose, Ed?
Well, it's pretty sweet, which is, I mean, I guess that's coming a lot from the proof. I get richer flavors in it. I get some vanilla, more of that sort of soft caramel. Maybe a little bit of cookie dough, and just a touch of milk chocolate, and then some orange citrus, and just a little bit of oak. We've had this open for quite a while because we wanted to let the alcohol come off so that we could appreciate it. So the taste is now, the nose is more subtle than it was. So some of those flavors were much more noticeable 45 minutes ago. But
I definitely get the caramel. I'm getting some, and there's definitely some oak in there, but I get a little bit of pear. I get some. It's not exactly leather, sort of like dusty leather. I don't know how else to describe it. I know that's not. It's an aroma, not a taste, but.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's another. It's not quite leather to me, but I know what you're talking about. There is a flavor in there that it is difficult to describe.
And there's definitely a citrus in there. I'm not sure if it's a lemon or an orange, but there's a citrus note to it.
Yeah, I get orange, but I usually get orange. What about in the taste?
Yeah. Well, on the taste, get some of the caramel, without a doubt, up front. It has appropriate heat for the proof point.
Yeah.
but there's a nice sweetness to it. I mean, it's not. I get just a little bit of cinnamon. I do get some orange on the palate. Those are the primary flavors I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I mean, it's got, again, quite a bit of sweetness. I agree. I get that orange citrus. I get the sweeter caramel. And folks, just so you know, we haven't only taken one sip of this before we've said it. We're just doing it now. We tasted it ahead of time. Yeah, so I pretty much agree. And then in the finish?
Finish is nice and long, as you would expect from this proof. It's got good viscosity. It dries some, but not a lot. It's not astringent by any means, which I was afraid of it being just, sort of kind of, and it doesn't do that. So I'm going to have to try it again on the finish to get what it actually finishes with. But you tell them what you hear. And
Well, I still get that tart orange citrus has just continued throughout for me. So that continues into the finish. There's quite a bit of spice that develops, and I tried to characterize it. I mean, it's maybe more of that capsaicin kind of spice. It's not like a white pepper, black pepper kind of thing to me. It's just more of a spice.
Yeah, so I don't know. I get more of the baking spice than just the peppery spice there. I get a little bit of baking spices in there. I agree with you on the orange. Maybe there's a little bit of lime in there too. It's great blend of those things. Those things go together so well. It's very nice.
And a little bit of oak and char, which we wouldn't expect too much of it because they're used barrels.
Right.
But it was in there 7 years, so you're going to pick up some of that.
You get some of that. There's a little bit of wood there on the end. Yes, without a doubt.
And obviously, as we'd expect, the finish is quite long. These flavors last for a long time. You don't have to take another sip for probably till tomorrow morning, but that wouldn't help sales. So you can take it sooner than that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But, so overall impression?
Oh, I really like it.
Yeah.
It's a great bottle. It's a single barrel. If you want to try it, there's only one barrel, right? I'm sure they have more than one barrel of this, but
I know they have more than one barrel of it.
But they'll have differing proof points. We all know single barrels are different. Each barrel is a little bit different. So, but overall, I'd say this is a great one.
Yeah, very enjoyable, and this is a great winter bourbon. I mean, we had it in the mule earlier, but it was basically like a winter mule because of the strength.
Yes.
But drinking on its own, this one will warm you up, folks.
It will. Yes, it will.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.